We've come back to the lair. Caves and sinkholes all around us. So whatever you do, get my 6. Okay, so guys, we're back in the lair, the potential Bigfoot Sasquatch lair, and it's spring. It is peak mating season. So I'm finding bends. I've just found a very peculiar X. It's hidden between trees back here, and I want to point out some specifics because a lot of the naysayers often make comments like, you know, trees do fall in the woods. People do go in the woods and cut down trees to clear trails. That's why there's stumps. Both of those facts are true. And there's an X back here. There's a lot of X's here in this area where I've come to today. I think I may have discovered the potential Bigfoot Sasquatch mating grounds. Now, you'll see what I'm talking about when I show you the specifics behind this X right here in these trees. It's almost as if it's been hidden. Almost like it's some sort of secret green room, if you know what I mean. And if you weren't born in the 70s or earlier, you probably don't. But what I'm telling you is that I think I've found the potential Bigfoot Sasquatch mating grounds. Listen for howls and watch for stuff back here behind me. That's what Get My 6 means to all of you new subscribers. Get My 6 means watch my back. And let me show you the specifics of the trees that make up this X. This is the kind of stuff that can't be done by man. So let's take a look at the X. Where's the apex of the X? Right here. Okay, secretly hidden between these 3 trees. But now check this out. This tree, and this is a sizable tree. It would weigh hundreds of pounds. Put my hand on it here. Look, I mean, this thing's big. It's probably 14 inches around. It was cut many years ago. Here's a stump. But it fell. How could it come over here? It would have fallen straight off the stump to the ground. This is, I'm holding my hand straight up. Okay, this is maybe 7 feet high. How could the stump end up here 7 feet high? Someone or something would have had to have placed that there. Okay? And now let's look at the other tree. This is the scary part. The other tree that forms the X. It's from here. These were cut. Okay, here we go. Here's the stump. Cut many years ago. And now it's here. When you cut a tree, it falls. Okay? It falls. It doesn't jump. This thing jumped the span of 6 feet to form this part of the X. This one was picked up and placed 7 feet high above the ground, 8 feet away, to form an X in the middle of 3 trees, some sort of triangle, like maybe there's a love triangle. I'm telling you guys, I think here on the outer edges of the potential lair of Bigfoot Sasquatch, we have discovered the spring mating grounds. Okay guys, catching my breath. I stopped at this particular point, this particular location, because I've been here before. You see these stones behind me? These are gravestones. They mark an old, abandoned, overgrown, old family grave plot on top of this mountain. I've been here before. I think it's been about 3 or 4 months. This is the very end of May. The peak of spring, potentially mating season for the potential Bigfoot Sasquatch that lives somewhere within this lair. I don't know if that was a tree knock or a stick or a limb or something breaking. Like something moving closer to us. But guys, that was a very strange day. If you remember watching that video, I think that's something like I called it, there's no way you can count the number of Bigfoot Sasquatches he sees in this video or something like that. But I'm noticing something here I didn't even notice that time I was up here. I'm coming up a little bit further up above this grave plot, and there's a mound, like a mound. I'll show it to you here in the backdrop. A lot of the spring growth is coming, but this is entirely, this part of the ground here is entirely mounded up with a big marker on top. Like it is all... It's weird. I don't think any potential Bigfoot Sasquatch left an ink pen, but I did see an ink pen right here in the middle of the woods. It's been out here a while. It's not mine. Is it possible somebody went missing around here? There's no trail. I've gone up into the woods. I don't think we're alone. And those must have been knocks because I'm not seeing anything. But as we know, they're very stealth at hiding. They are only seen when they want to be seen, when they choose to allow themselves to be seen. I kind of get the feeling they don't want us anywhere around those graves that I thought in the past was perhaps from maybe an old homesteading family that might have lived up on top of this mountain, until today when I discovered that giant mound marked with a giant stone. So I don't know exactly what that's about, but I remember last time I was up here, some very strange things happened. This is a general area where I lost my favorite walking stick. And despite everything we just heard and whatever kind of omen this might be, we're going to keep going. So yeah, I definitely remember being here before, vaguely. It looks so different now that the leaves and everything are on with the spring. But I remember this, it looked like some sort of tomb with a big X in front of it. This is a strange place. I stated earlier that I think thought I heard a whistle. I said earlier that it looked like we may have discovered their secret mating grounds, but I'm not hearing any howls. All I've heard so far is knocks. But I think we may have been close to the beginning of the opening of the mating grounds back there, but I got kind of detoured back to this place, this whole mountainside that appears to have graves, tombs, You know something that's never happened up here though? It hasn't happened so far today. And it didn't happen the last time I was up here. And I might start off on my property to get here, but I am a considerable way away from my property and my homestead now. But I don't think I've ever gotten zapped. And you know, if you watched the video a couple days ago when I went to the burial ground, found the grave of the aged old one. Keep getting my 6. I heard footsteps. Oh! I spoke too soon. So I was starting to get this theory that maybe the zapping might not be caused by potentially Bigfoot Sasquatch, that maybe it was something else, but I saw something back here, heard footsteps over here, and then it happened. So, famous last words, I guess. Okay, guys. Yes, that does appear to be a very large mound behind me with what appears to be a very large tombstone above that. Keep getting my 6 as I'm very vigilantly getting my 12. This is definitely another strange part of the lair. I thought I was on the edge of some sort of spring mating grounds, and I may have been, and it's possible that since we are in the potential Bigfoot Sasquatch lair, they just do everything in here. This is where they do their living and their dying and everything in between. I mean, it makes sense. That's what we do in our communities. You know, we have our homes and our schools and our hospitals and our grave sites, graveyards, all in the same communities. So, I don't know. It's spring. I was excited. I found a very strange looking X, as you saw earlier in the video. We have heard several knocks, we've been flashed, and we found not just what appears to be an old grave site that we found several months back, but now a very large mound with a very large headstone out here. Let's keep getting my 6. I'm gonna go look at some different angles here. Watch for movement. So guys, if you're still watching this video at this point, and I know that like those of you who are our loyal, faithful subscribers, the ones who make all this possible, I want to say thank you, not just for still being here at this point in the video, but for, as you know, if you're still watching here, recently I released a new book called Bigfoot Sasquatch Files Volume 1, because it is definitely only the first of what's going to be a very thorough series. That was just a couple of days ago. So yesterday was actually the first full day of its release. The first time we came out and announced it yesterday morning. And then me and my family went kayaking all day. And we spent a wonderful time on the river, out there for several hours, did some fishing, didn't catch anything. But I got back to the vehicle, the truck, and got on my phone and checked the YouTube channel and saw all these people commenting saying, oh, congratulations on publishing the new book. I just bought a copy. I just went to Amazon and bought a copy. And then there were people saying, you know, I wish you'd make a print copy. I like to read books in print. And then there were people saying, oh, we bought copies. Can't wait to read it. I'm hearing footsteps. I'm not going far, so I'm going to leave my backpack here. But I want to get some footage of some other angles here. Oh, did you catch that? Inspired by our not so loyal, faithful subscribers. So anyway, I told Dearly on the way home, I was laughing. I said, well, if everybody actually went to Amazon and bought a copy of the book that claims they did, we're going to end up on Amazon's bestsellers list for newly released books or whatever. And we laughed. And we laughed because we've seen that before. We used to work on other social media platforms, and we'd see similar stuff. And we just know a lot of people say that and they don't really do it. They want to look good on social media. So we got home, it was late, it was dark, showered, went to bed, woke up this morning. I got online and I was seeing more of those comments on that video. They're on this YouTube channel. And I keep getting my six, guys. Try to pay attention. You know, oh, we bought the book, and oh, I wish you'd make the book available in print. I like to read in print. And I stopped making my books available in print years ago because of the fact that most people that say these things, they lie. And I remember the last time I did that, went out of my way. It's hard to walk. I better just stand still, but I want to make sure we're getting back here too. I went out of my way to make print copies available of a book. People were coming on, oh, I just bought 6 copies, one for me. Oh, the book, yeah. People would say they bought copies for themselves and their friends and their family. Guys, I can see sales. I'd go in and check. No, they didn't. They were lying. And so I just said, I'm never going to do this again, because it does take extra exertion and effort to do that. And we'd sell 100 ebooks for every print copy we'd sell anyway. So I just said I was never going to do it again. Well, I got online this morning and I saw that everybody that was saying they went to Amazon and bought a copy of the book was not lying. And that's what I love about this community of followers and supporters and subscribers and viewers, a lot of whom aren't subscribed but watch religiously and faithfully. You guys are real. That book, Bigfoot Sasquatch Files, Volume 1, not only made the top 100 Amazon best new sellers hot release books in its genre, but it did so at number 10 in a day. And I was like, wow, these people are real. I mean, my gut was telling me that the majority of you are anyway, just because you've watched for so long. You've been watching, for some of you, for 2 years. It's hard to fake it for that long, you know, and be supportive. So, you know what I did? Here's another big announcement. Keep your eye on that guy. Let's see if he's around there, still there when we get around the other side of this tree. Huh. I thought I heard a growl too. So you guys are real. So what I've done is I am making Bigfoot Sasquatch Files Volume 1 and every volume going forward whenever number 2 comes out. And I started on it actually weeks ago. The process is very lengthy when you write a book. You actually, it takes, you spend more time after you think you're finished actually finishing than you do when you actually go through the first draft. I go through 5 drafts. So anyway, number 2 is already in the works. But here within probably 48 hours of the uploading of this video and publishing this video, Bigfoot Sasquatch Files Volume 1 will be available in print. Something I never thought I'd do. It's going to be a little more pricey, of course, than the ebook, because it is an actual physical copy that you know. But guys, that blew my mind. So I wanted to thank you again. I thanked you guys earlier in a post before I left the house to come hiking. But you guys are real. You're really supportive. And so I don't know, thought I discovered the mating grounds today, but I guess I just found another part of the lair I wasn't familiar with, and maybe some more graves, big burial mound. We're going to keep on coming out here, and we're going to keep on finding this stuff, and we're going to keep on creating this content, and we're going to continue the series of the Bigfoot Sasquatch Files. And I can't put into words how humbly grateful I am that I've actually found some people, each and every one of you watching this right now, if you're still at this point of this very long, probably too long video, who are real. I've found some strange things in my life. I've been around the world. I've done some amazing things. And one of the most difficult challenges I've found in life is finding people who are real. We found some here. And so I thank you simply for being you. And I thank you for being here for another episode of the PBS. S, the potential Bigfoot Sasquatch show.